Graph below represents the total number of plants and number of seed packets used. What is the constant of proportionality? Our formula was what? K equals Y divided by X. We know this is our X and this is our Y. This is where it crosses. So Y is 10, X is 1. That 10 divided by 1 is 10. Good. Moving on to number 2. The graph below represents the total number of cups of coffee and the total amount of sugar required to make the coffee. What is the constant of proportionality? What is the formula?
K equals Y over X.
Y divided by X. This is our X. This is our Y. You can use any point where they cross. I just like to use the smallest one because I think that's easiest. Where does it cross Y?
20.
Where does it cross X?
4.
And what is 20 divided by 4? That's it.
This is so easy, man.
With me?
Yes, ma'am, I'm with you.
Make sure you're writing it down. Number 3, the graph below represents the packets of biscuits consumed over time. What is the constant of proportionality? What is the formula? Write the formula every time. What's Y?
5.
What's X? 1. What's 5 divided by 1? 5. That's it. Turn the page. That was on page 5.
Is it gonna get harder?
Turn the page. Number 4 says, does the table show a proportional relationship? If so, what is K? How can you tell that a table or a chart is proportional?
10%.
You got to do them all to see if it works on all of them. So first we got to find the constant of proportionality. Please pay attention. That's Y. That's X. Do not make this hard. What is the formula? Y divided by X. What is Y in this first one right here? 1/12. What is X?
1/2.
So it's 1/2 divided 1/12 divided by 1/2. How do you divide fractions?
You
Keep.
Change book.
So we have 1/12 times 2 over 1, which simplifies to what? Which simplifies to 1/6. So 1/6 is the constant. That means if I do X times 1/6, I should get Y. Well, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So does it work here?
Yes.
Yes. Does it work here?
Yes.
Yes. So it is proportional. And what is the constant of proportionality?
1/6.
1/6. It's not hard. Please make sure you write everything I write and not just the answer. You need to know how you got to that answer. Is everybody ready to move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 5. What is the constant of proportionality in the relationship graph to the right? What's the formula?
K equals Y divided by X.
And what's Y? Where does it cross? I think right here. What is it?
4.
4 over
1.
1, which equals
4.
4. Good. It's not hard. We good? Now look at number 6. Number 6, there is no graph. There is no chart. What did I tell you to do if there was no graph or no chart?
Proportion.
Write a proportion. You gonna write the words first?
Yes.
Yeah, let me read it. Chris mows 3 acres of his parents' farmland in 12 hours. Over the next several days, he mows 8 more acres in a total of 32 hours. How many hours does Chris spend per acre mowed? What's it asking you for? Per acre. Okay, first period was having a hard time with which numbers do we use. Either one. You can do 3 acres in 12 hours or 8 acres in 32 hours. You pick. Which one do you want to use? 3 and 12? So what are your words? Acres and hours. Write your proportion. And we know we do 3 acres in how many hours?
12.
So it's asking us about per acre. Where does that go? The top. So how many hours does it take him for 1 acre?
4 hours.
4. Chris is a slow mower. And do you see that could also be written as 12 equals 3 times x? And then remember at the beginning when I said we're not going to use this one? The constant's 3, right? Or the constant's 4. But still. Are you with me? You can still write it like that. You can flip it around. All right, so now these are little tables. Let's not make this hard. What's the formula?
K equals y over x.
Divided by. Guys, you can use any numbers you want in here. I don't care. I usually use the ones that I think are the easiest, which are usually the smallest. You pick. Which set of numbers do you want to use?
515.
2 and 6. What's y?
6.
What's x?
2.
What's 6 divided by 2?
3.
3. Does that work for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the answer. That's it. Number 8, votes for Faye, votes for Victor. We're looking for the constant. K equals y divided by x. Again, you can use whatever set of numbers you want. I'm going to try to use the smallest. What do y'all want to use?
3 over 114.
So what's y?
114.
What's x?
3.
Simply write it down and divide.
You just gotta do the work and not be lazy.
38.
What'd you get?
38.
38. Everybody get 38?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the chocolate bars and the calories? K equals y divided by x. Which set of numbers do you want to use?
606 and 3.
3 is, okay, so what's y?
112.
606. What's x? 3. What'd you get?
22.
It is not 22. Whoever said 22 needs to look at the board. That's 2. 3 will not go into 0. Bring down the 6. Make sure you don't do that. So what is the constant on the pieces of chicken? 2. Awesome. So on the you do section, I want everybody. So on the charts and graphs, use the formula K equals y divided by x. Everybody look at number 5. Find the constant of proportionality from the equations below. The constant is the number in front of the x. So what's A?
7.25.
7.25. That's it.
That's the answer?
That's the answer.
Oh,
And then turn the page. If you notice on number 6, there's no graph, there's no chart. So what are you going to do? Proportion. Number 7, there's no graph, there's no chart. What are you going to do? Proportion. If you look and read number 6, it says a florist used the equation y equals k times x to determine how many flowers she'd need for 7 bouquets. She determined that she'd need 175 flowers. How many flowers were in each bouquet? You do not have to use that formula they tell you. Okay? You do not have to use that formula. You can write a proportion. What are your words? Flowers and bouquets. I'm going to show you how it turns into this in a minute. How many flowers did she determine she needed?
175.
For how many bouquets? 7, and it's asking we're in each bouquet. So where does that go? Each flower or each bouquet? Bottom. So when I solve this, do you see that I can flip it? equals 7x. The problem with using this formula is you don't know what's the y, what's the k, and what's the x. But you can see that this is, see that? That's how it fits in there. Are you with me? Okay, awesome. And then you're gonna use proportion on number 7. You're gonna use proportion on number 8, number 9, and number 10. All that number 1 through 10 is due Monday. Okay, because tomorrow's Friday, we're gonna do IXL. So Monday, but you have time right now to work on it until the bell ding, the dingy thing goes off. You have time to work on it. If you have questions, what should you do?
You should ask.
You should ask. That is correct. Do Monday. Tomorrow we'll do IXL.